John, I think one of the things, the other thing that's out here is that's potentially confusing to people, and Kurt alluded to it as well. There have been other proposals and other thoughts that people might try to implement from a tax standpoint. One of the things you and I talked about a few weeks back was this notion of how a donut hole Social Security tax could impact pass-through entities and things. What are some of the other things that you're talking to your clients about as they try to get their arms around this?
Yeah, what's interesting is I think in general, the theme is I haven't advised anyone to do radical planning based on these proposed tax changes yet, but I've advised them to do those radical moves even under the current tax act the way it is currently. Because if someone has excess money, someone has excess earnings, they're going to have an RMD problem down the road. There's no time like the present to take care of it. So there's no need to wait to see what happens in terms of the tax act. But it's clear that something's going to happen. It's clear rates are going to go up. It's clear corporate rates are going to go up. Some of the more sophisticated things like lack of step up in basis, et cetera, I'm not sure about. So I think most of our advice has been geared towards, listen, we've been advising you to do this forever. For example, installment sales to family members with the AFR so damn low right now, it's kind of ludicrous not to use that. And so we're suggesting that, like Brian suggested, minority interest, gifts, even income shifting to the extent that's a part of it to kind of levelize the ordinary income impact across the family and the generations has been something that we've been working hard on. And Roth conversions, 12 years ago when we first started pushing Roth conversions, every CPA in America called me an idiot. Don't you realize the money's worth more deferred? I'm like, don't you realize those RMDs are going to crush you later? And sure enough, wisely utilizing lower elements of the tax brackets for things like Roth conversions do add material wealth intergenerationally over time.
Okay, great. Well, I think one thing just to kind of frame the issue, this is something that's sort of similar to a quick and dirty table that I put out there in a blog post that we made here a couple weeks ago when this started to really gain traction and focus. But this is just one basic example using only the current cap gains proposal that would, as Kurt mentioned, Biden's administration has proposed going to the ordinary rate of 39.6. And again, I think it's not something a business owner should brush off or take casually. It's not a political thing. All the combination of the various tax changes, even if this only goes to 28 or something short of what they're currently being proposed, making sure that you've worked with a professional to understand all the different things that are going to impact you is important. But this is literally just kind of laying out how the math would work for somebody if you had taxable proceeds in a sale of a business of 10, 20, 30, $40 million. There's a sizable tax payment to be made under cap gains currently. But what this is really showing in the middle is, the increase of what the current cap gains would be if it roughly doubled.